Hello, everyone. Welcome to More Horror in Hollywood. We have the writer, director, and producer of Natural Born Filmmaker, Steve Oakley. Steve is the brains behind this whole film, and I want everyone to know what Steve's background is.
I started in theater in 1976 in the 99-seat theater scene in Los Angeles, and then after 26 years of that, I've evolved into making reality TV projects and also low budget, no budget, independent horror flicks. Right now, we're on our zombie set out here in Orange, California, not far from Disneyland. And if y'all ever get out here, see if you can find us where the zombies are. And the bottom line is today, we cooked up this scene that has zombieisms in it. And if you like zombie movies or zombie TV shows, if you have zombie nightmares, or if you actually eat zombie cake, you might like this. And it's really zombied out. I can't give more away than that, except that if you hate zombies or like zombies, you're going to have so many zombies. Okay. Actually, not that many zombies. We only have a few zombies. We have to make do with the zombies we have. That's the problem with independent filmmaking. And for those of you that say, hey, look, I need a budget to make a film, you don't. You need friends like Donna and John and the actors that are here today. And you have to like, make sure you smoke some really good weed and write a scene that's great and then get everybody together and then you shoot this thing. And then you have crowds of people working with you and you have fun with it. At the end of the day, what do we do filmmaking for? It's a joy. Independent filmmaking is not about getting rich. As a matter of fact, it's more about getting poor. It's impossible to make movies and make money on them on independent films. For the most part, it's a labor of love and a labor of hate. A lot of people you know and your relatives and your friends hate you because you're a bum and you never made it big. And they expected you to become a real estate agent or a lawyer or a doctor. Instead, you made movies. But the point of making movies is to make movies. And don't let anybody dissuade you from that. If you want to make movies, you can make them on an iPhone, you can make them on a Canon, you can make them practically with the Dick Tracy watch these days. You can make them on an iPad. You can edit them on your iPhone. You can do all of this anywhere you want, any way you want, and movies have been made on iPhones that have gained major distribution. A guy used some iPhones who worked at Disney and he wanted to do an experiment, and I'll be damned if the thing didn't become a kind of a great little cult movie. You can also shoot on GoPros. GoPros are great because you can do car scenes with a GoPro. You can make a whole movie in a car. A guy just did that.
Well, we just used a GoPro in this movie.
We shot a car scene with a GoPro, and an airline pilot slash filmmaker helped us out a little bit, and he used his GoPro and his little app. So you can look at your GoPro while you're driving in the follow car and see what you're shooting. These are amazing times to be a filmmaker, and editing is, you got to learn a few things if you want to be a filmmaker. You got to write, because somebody's got to have something to say. You also better know how to run a camera and work with people who run cameras with you. You better learn a little bit about lighting, because if it's in the dark, it's not going to do too well. And on top of it, editing is the key to this whole thing. You can go to any junior college and learn editing, and everybody can have a laptop with editing on it. Premiere works on a PC or a Mac, and a Final Cut is a Mac-based item. But the deal is, in order to make a film, you just have to make it. And like when I was a kid and I was a writer and I worked with Will Geer, a great guy, the grandfather on the Waltons, and we went out to Theatricum Botanicum to hang out. Will would always say to me, hey, keep your ass at the typewriter, boy. It's just as sweet to make it when you're old as when you're young. Well, you don't have to make it to make it. That's the whole point.
Well, tell us about your days with MTV.
Years ago, a friend of mine was in my theater acting, and I was going through kind of an alcoholic / depression, and I was doing this project, and he thought, he'd pull me out of my depression, and he said to me, hey, I need a guy to come in the office. I make reality TV. I'm a post-production supervisor. I need a guy for one day. He's got to do some computer work. And I said, look, computers are for kids. I use a Smith Corona myself. And that was a big mistake. You got to catch up with the computer age. But that one day of helping him out not only led to me learning computers, but it led to working on a lot of MTV shows and a lot of reality shows, doing a lot of things from chief bottle washer, PA, casting, and post toasty work, as well as editing. You learn, and that's the key to the game. Keep learning. I love the learning aspect of it, and I wouldn't have made this movie if Donna didn't force me into it, because she said I could do it, and she's helped me do it, and we're going to do it. You'll see it in film festivals soon, and hopefully it'll be released. The last 2 films I've made have been released. They don't make any money, but they're released. People fly over LA in an airplane and they drop the DVDs I made, and wherever they land, people get them.
Okay, before we end this interview, I want to introduce you to John Granillo, and he's doing the makeup for this. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, show us what you're doing.
Well, actually, I've been taking a couple of water-based foundations, taking a couple of interesting actors and character actors here. So basically what I'm trying to do is make it seem like they've had a real bad day, and then take it up a step further and really just bloody them up. Just fuck them up a little bit more. Oh, sorry for the F-bomb there.
Okay.
Basically we just want to take something that looks a little bit like you did it yourself, but at the same time borderline, because where the project is going, we just want to confuse the people just a little bit. Is he real or is he not? I don't know. We'll just keep this up and down. We just want to get this as bloody and as beautiful as we can.
Well, as you can see, John is great looking, so we're going to use him in another part of the movie, but he's also an expert at makeup. So thank you very much, and we'll see you at the Action on Film Festival.